This morning, I'm going to talk about my life with my mother for a little bit. It's something that I've been very angry with since I was, I moved back from Florida, and I started realizing, that people I know can talk to me behind my back through this realm. Ever since I found out about the candid camera comment, remembering when I was a kid, the first of all, the candid camera I thought was a neighbor of mine saying that to me through the air. I don't remember why I thought it was my neighbor, finding out that it might have been my stepdad. There's Warner Brothers, there's Amblin Entertainment, in the, movies, the movie world today. And those are big names for me from school and around my neighborhood. To go on with this about the candid camera, if I was at my mom's because my house had burned in Florida, and all my stuff was taken away from me, and I was struggling, and I tried to do everything by myself in Florida while all these people were dying in Dayton, the 300 bodies that were laying in the hospital parking lot with the refrigerators. I went through a very terrible time with the cult behind me at that time. But anyways, I'm finding out that people that I know in my life, my relatives, my friends, stuff like that are in this. I'm very brokenhearted over it. That I'm being watched by people that I thought loved me, but I'm finding out they really don't care. My family, they were making comments that they could see me, like innuendos, like they did in school. The kids in school. When I came home, my parents were making comments. One big one for me was sweetheart. My stepdad had called my mom sweetheart, and he said it in a way he wasn't nice. It was more like he was making a statement, because the Staten boy called me sweetheart, and it was not nice. So it was kind of like an innuendo to let me know that my stepdad knows the Staten boy or family. There's a song by Eminem. This is somebody's best bet is somebody paid the Pied Piper. I'm still trying to figure out if people are getting paid by my stepdad. I don't know, so I can't accuse, but it's looking like it to me from all the stuff that my stepdad has done, to stay out of jail all of our lives. But there's other innuendos. I used to call it the donkey cult. My stepdad has a mule in the barn, and I figured, they have. It's like sometimes in the cult they tell on themselves. I don't know if they have to, because the way the devil plays, like they're playing real life demons behind us, spiritual demons in the flesh. So I kind of want to throw up about it, but I started calling them the donkey cult because I saw this girl on Let Go, and her name on Let Go was Dawn Keys. And to me, it was like an innuendo for a donkey. And she had movies on there that, like Dazed and Confused and stuff like that. To me, that was like the cults, the movies that were made along, back in the day for the cult, maybe cult movies. She called them cult movies. So I started calling it a donkey cult. They came up the stairs. My parents came up the stairs from the basement, and they were talking about the donkey cult. Well, I never said it to anybody but to myself. So therefore, I found out I was watched. So I started getting more angry with my parents. This just happened about a month ago. So I moved out, and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to deal with my parents. Like I said, I'm very angry. I can't get my girls to wake up to what's going on in my life with my parents. My mom's always turned her back on me. There was so many things I wanted to say just now. It's like I have to think about what I was going to say. Just that, I know I'm very angry with my mom. There was a time when my girls were crying. I was only working on Saturday at the post office mostly, unless they were in school through the week. And the day that she had to watch them be Saturday, because I was a part-time rural carrier for about 10 years. And the only time that my mom ever had to really watch my kids was on Saturday afternoon. I remember rushing to get home at 1:30 to get done faster, packing my route up like a city carrier does. There's 2 different ways to pack your route up. And mine, I did like a city carrier so I could get home. I felt like I needed to rush home and get my babies. And I still call them babies. They're my babies. I had them. No matter how old they were, they're my babies. But they were screaming one day. And I had confronted them. And I don't remember how old my girls were then. But they were telling me that my sister had attacked them, and grandma was getting her hair done, which that's her appointment on every Saturday. But why in the hell are you getting your hair done on every Saturday when you're supposed to be with my kids? After I found this out, because I found out they were attacked by my stepdad. They locked themselves in the bathroom. And I could just imagine their fear of what happened that day. Of these 2 little girls, being attacked by their grandparents and their aunt. That would be his sister, or his daughter, his biological daughter, my little baby sister. They attacked my kids. I don't know the whole story yet, but I still want to find out. I went in and I said, what happened to my kids? Why are they locking themselves in the bathroom? Well, he sat on the couch and he said, this is my personality. And then my mom sat right next to him like she was sitting next to the devil. And I wrote that in my journal that got stolen because I was trying to figure out why me and Doug never got married. Well, we're always threatened by our own parents. And like I said, I feel intimidated by these people. They ended up disowning me. And they said on the radio not too long ago about wearing a dress. I wore a pink dress at prom with my daughter's dad. And there was a song by Maroon 5 they were talking about on the radio about the song Wait. Well, my daughter's dad is married now, but that I felt like they were talking about me and my daughter's dad in that song that morning on the radio. That me and Michael got pushed out of my life by people interfering in our lives. And there's a lot of things that people do that, some on purpose, some just because, Mike was a good looking guy. So all the girls did want him, but I think other people put their hands in our lives. It is kind of like when you're living in that part of your life and somebody can do something and all of a sudden it happens in a flash and he's gone, it's like that. Like you don't see it until after it happens. That's kind of how I feel about Micah a little bit, it's like we were done and that's it. There's nothing else I can do about it. We were done. But people did come between me and Mike. But it's a hindsight kind of thing, if he probably doesn't realize everything that I realize today. And to find out that, what my family's been doing to me, you go into a shell and you can't come out of it. Like you're wrapped in a cocoon and life is just happening all around you and you don't know. So I always been wondering if like Oasis or Goo Goo Dolls, I Saw the World Crashing Around Your Face. Well, that would be the song I'll Stop the World and Melt with You. But there's also the Oasis Wonderwall, Champagne Supernova. Me and Mike's prom song was Almost Paradise, and I wore pink and he wore gray. And the Maroon 5 song says, wait, dirty looks from your mother. I never saw you in a dress that color, stuff like that. They were talking on the radio, and it all came together with my life, and I thought, wow, it kind of clicked for me. That I'm starting to realize that maybe my mom, what was my mom doing to me? Because she put that devil made me do it shirt on when I was a little girl. The Girl Scouts, they made the Savannah Smiles lemon cookies out now, and I did go see the Savannah Smiles movie with my friend when I was younger, when it first came out. And I was in Girl Scouts when something bad happened to me. There was a girl at the dugout. It's not the dugout anymore in Troy. She kept talking to me one day, and I didn't know her. I didn't know her at all. She said that she could only read me if she was drinking, and I didn't know if I could trust her or not. She was doing readings for other people that I was with, and she began saying, "Oh, that shirt, that's your sister's shirt." I said, "No, this is my shirt from somebody, that the person that passed away. It was his Air Force shirt." I gotta remember everything that she said. She was the bartender's girlfriend at the time. She was blonde. She was very pretty. And she started talking. She said, "Oh, you're a Christian. You, sorry, my house is a mess. I'm still moving. I don't put everything away yet." She's like, "You're a Christian and you follow God. You're a disciple." Is how she started out with me, talking. And I didn't pay her or anything. She just started talking to me about all this. She said, I have to remember what she said. She said, "Your grandma lives through you. Don't go for, or the one that's an asshole is not for you. He can't raise his arms above his head." And there was so many other things that's probably very important. If I remember, I can put it in my video. But she pulled me in the bathroom, and she said, "I have to tell you this in private. I can't let anybody know." I said, "Okay." She said, "Your grandpa is the one that was in your house. So both of my grandpas had passed away at this time." She said, "Both of your grandpas," or she said, "No." She said, "Your grandpa was in the house where your kitchen is by the bathroom." She said it was your grandpa. And then, so I'm kind of scared. Was it when he was alive or a spirit? I don't know. I have to remember this part. And she said, "You need to find the pocket watch." And my papa, which is he was good to me. My papa had a pocket watch, and he would always give us silver dollars. And that reminds me of the Tim McGraw Silver Dollar song. And she said, "You were molested when you were a little girl, and you would never wear that Girl Scout outfit again." And then we walked out, and I started, just mingling like I was. And she said, "What's your dad's name?" And I told her, and she said, "Oh, good, I'm getting Uncle Tom's Cabin." And I thought, oh my goodness. And I just think about, the pig in the Bible, where all the demons went to the pig. Uncle Tom's Cabin is he gets swarmed by all the demons that he was playing with, or that he was slaved. I forget how it goes, but with the mother's daughter and all that, and then the pig verse, Jesus put all the demons in one pig. And I just kept thinking about that, like hell is freezing over and pigs are flying, stuff like that. So this is definitely a spiritual war. But, whatever people's done, I feel guilty for thinking, bad about my parents, because you're supposed to honor your mother and your father. But it's not, I'm starting to realize what they're really doing. It hurts. It hurts to think that they could be bad, or that so many people are not following God. But God did tell me that nobody's following God anymore. and it's in Dogma. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are in the alley, and they're talking, and they said nobody's following God anymore. But it's true. People are following everybody else instead of following God, and it's kind of weird to, we can't do anything for God that much unless you're a pastor. It seems like if you talk about God, then you're casted out. Like, there was a girl that I worked with in Florida, in Naples, and she was very Christian, and everybody left her because she talked about God all the time, and it's like she had cast it out. So the world went backwards. If I talk about God, then nobody wants to be around me. But I want the world. Why didn't anybody want to be in paradise? Nobody wants the world to change. It's like this world would be so much better if we let the kids have a happy life, and we wouldn't be so stressed out paying bills all the time because the world got greedy. It's like nobody can figure out how to change it, but there's a way if we could all figure out, what heaven on earth would be like. Instead of being bound by money and paying bills, we're supposed to be free, not be structured in all this payment and all the cars that we think that we have to have, or all the TVs that we have to have. It's like everybody's abusing everybody now because they're all paying bills. We think that people sit in authority now behind a desk that take money. Like, you got to make a car payment. Oh, now the person taking the money is better than the one paying for the car because they're in control. They could take that car away at any time if you miss a payment. It's like, do we really want to live in this controlled world? It's like we're starting to go down to, it's not, I don't think it's really what God wanted. Like, we paved a paradise, that song by Counting Crows. We paved a paradise and we're all being controlled now. It's like nobody can think about the children, to be our future. What are we going to bring for the kids when they get older? How are we going to fix this? Do we really want to stay in school all of our lives and then go to work all of our lives? And it's like, it's almost like a prison, even when you're a kid. What are we going to fix? Does anybody have any, did anybody see what I see to fix it? We got stuck, or it's like we're stuck in the same old routine every day that nobody sees that it's bad, or they just like it. They like it this way. And I don't know, everybody's just adjusting to it. It's kind of weird to me. I even thought that when I went to school when I was in kindergarten. Oh my gosh, I have to go all day without my mom to be around all these people, all day. And there's no fun in the world. It's all work, and think. Think all day, go home, do homework, and no play. I don't think that's what God wants on this world, but I think that we need education, but I think our education needs to change. There's probably other things I need to talk about my mother, but I'm not going to do it. This was going to be about my mom.